Destiny in your own hands, Bec, which is a nice thing to have. Probably didn't think it was going to have to come down to the wire like this, though.
Yeah, they've all been really close games. That's the nature of the AFLW. We can't rely on other teams' performances. We've got to rely on our own. And all we can look at is winning the game this weekend.
If you didn't make the grand final, I know hypothetical here, would it feel like a failure for the season given how good that first month was, and just in terms of results? Because I know the last two.
Yeah. Well, we never really talked about results as to a measure of our success for this season, but we put ourselves in a very good opportunity. We have put ourselves in a very good opportunity, and as I said to the girls last week, opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. But it will just come down to whether we play our best football. I believe if we play our best football this weekend, then we'll put ourselves in a really good position to go to the next step.
Are you worried that, and this is probably too strong a way of putting it, but other teams have figured you out, that they really studied you?
I wouldn't say figured us out. I think they're definitely paying closer to attention to us, but so are we with each opposition that goes by each week. So that was the AFLW. It was the great unknown. We knew who all the marquees were, but how would each team work together? And as each week's gone by, you learn something else about your opposition. So that's for us, and that's certainly what we've looked at with the opposition each week. And we've got to be a little bit smarter with our ball use, and particularly when teams appear to be dropping that spare back in front of our forwards now. How do we react to that? And we weren't smart enough about that on the weekend. It's a really easy thing to fix, and we will be smart enough about it this weekend.
That's the key, isn't it? To find other ways so that you can play your game when they're trying to stop you.
That's exactly right, yeah.
The losses are combined 5 points, half a kick each time. So there's a few tricks up the sleeve to be used for Sunday, is there? Yeah,
I was still wearing all black yesterday, Soda. I was still grieving after the weekend's loss. But we've got to get back to focusing on us. That's been a real strength of ours. Each week by week, we want to play our best football. The girls have been really focused on themselves this week. At review this week, we showed some tape of how we played against the Bulldogs in round 2. That's what we want to see, not worrying about all of these other factors and other individuals. Let's focus on our football and work on our defence together.
What's Collingwood's strengths, and what do you need to watch with them?
Yeah, Collingwood, they're I think number 1 in the competition for their short kicking game. They're number 1 in the competition for hit-outs. And of course they're blessed with an excellent forward line in Moana Hope, Sarah Darcy and Jasmine Garner. So they've got some bigs that we're going to have to cover off on. There's no doubt about that. But we've just got to play our best football, particularly in the midfield and going forward ourselves. When we do go forward, we've got to use the footy.
You said that you're focusing on yourself. How much do you focus on your own game compared to Collingwood on the weekend?
Each week, what we've done, because our group is still a development group, brand new to footy, really, in a lot of ways. There are some of them more experienced than others, but we've got to just make sure the balance is right. So when they walk out to the game, they're not, okay, where's Mo Hope? Where's Jasmine Garner? Where's Meg Hutchins? Where are all of those people? And all of a sudden we can't attack. So it's a very fine balance. Each week the girls get the same presentation, the same structure about what we talk about with the opposition, and then a couple of individuals that we need to lock onto a little bit more. They'll be spoken to by our opposition analysts. So it is a fine balance, and this week we're more focusing on us being very respectful of Collingwood.
Has there been a key thing that's jumped out at you over the last couple of weeks, as in maybe, hey, we need to play quicker, we need to not bomb it so long? Yeah. Is there something sort of quite broad that's jumped out?
Look, I don't think bombing it long is really the issue. We want to go with speed, and we want to be uncomfortable to play against. Those are the sort of the two areas. We want to win the ball on the ground and in the air. Those are the two things that we've been really team focused on for the season. But what happens is when you hold on to the ball a bit longer, that gives defence time to set up. And so because of the pressure that oppositions have put on us, we've waited and waited and waited and then pulled the trigger too late and not being able to score.
Bec, essentially this is a prelim final.
Yeah, it is.
If you look at it, given the way that the competition works. Do you go into it with that mindset with the girls to make it even, not that it's not important or they understand the importance, do you use that as a way to look at it?
They know themselves without me having to say, essentially, this is a prelim final. But there is an amount of pressure this week. But, you know, you look at sort of a hardened, sort of stale piece of a grain of rice, you put that into a pressure cooker, within 12 minutes it comes out as lovely fluffy rice that could be served with a beautiful curry. Quite tasty. So pressure does actually benefit some people, and I think we've got a good mix of people in our group that are going to respond very well to pressure. The girls were really disappointed in their game last week. We were soundly beaten in a number of areas. Uncontested possessions for Melbourne were really, really high, and that's not our style of football. So we'll be making sure that uncontested possession is cut down for Collingwood this week.
Will you be making any selection changes?
Yeah, look, there might be one, maybe two changes, but I think the thing of it is, those changes aren't, the reason why we lost last week. Those changes are what's best for the team and matching up one-on-one with Collingwood.
And Mon's back from honeymoon duties? Or
She was back, yeah. She was back on at training on Tuesday night. It was good to see Mon, and she had a great wedding. She still hasn't told us who took the hanger with the bouquet, because none of us were there, so I'm not sure who took that mark. But she had a great wedding, and we got a couple of photos. That was good to see.
Given it's such a big moment in her life, does that affect her chances of being picked this week at all?
Oh, no. Mon's professional enough. And in terms of selection, as I say, we've got to go with the best team to beat Collingwood. So our selection is based on form and, what the matchups are and how we best work as a team. So whether she's missed a week for that just doesn't come into play. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So she'll play.
Can't say at this stage. Sorry, guys.
Did she play the week before?
She did. She played against Brisbane the week
She
before.
missed
Yeah.
one earlier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Beautiful. Thank
If
you.
the curry analogy doesn't get around everywhere, I'll be disappointed.
The curry? Oh, yeah.
Really?
How was it?
I love the
Very good.
riddles, yeah.
Better than pressure makes diamonds.
Well, that's the traditional, the coal into diamonds, isn't it? But, I don't mind a bit of rice, a bit of jasmine rice, yeah.